John Wilhoit, and this is part 5 in our series, The 25 Biggest Mistakes That Real Estate Investors Make. In parts 1 through 4, we've covered the first 20 points on the list, and here in part 5, we're covering the last 5. Number 21 on the list is ignoring tenant screening. Tenant screening is exceptionally important, and as you know, criminals have cars, right? So when we're talking about screening, we're not talking about just local screening. We're talking about doing criminal screening on a national basis and credit screening through a national company so that you have a good picture of your applicant. Because although it's necessary to do tenant screening, it's more necessary to make sure that you have a quality picture of that potential resident so that you can make a fair decision. Not focusing on renewals. This is another area where we can talk for an hour just on the renewal process, but you can't take your eye off renewals as a property owner, as a property manager. That really is the gold standard. The renewal rate is what tells you a lot about how an asset is being run and how an asset is perceived by its marketplace and by the people that live there. So yes, people change jobs, the family size changes, things happen in life where people move somewhere different, but if your renewal rate is exceptionally low, it may not just be the asset, it may be who's running the asset. And I say it that way not to detract from property management, because very often many of the things that property managers can or cannot do are dictated by ownership. So there are some properties that really do require different ownership to run better. So there's a number of reasons why renewals get left behind, but not focusing on renewals as being paramount is one of the 25 biggest mistakes that real estate investors make. Number 23 is thinking of utilities as just an expense. There's a great many different ways that people look at utilities now, through RUB systems, through bill-back systems, through segregating trash, sewer, water, even aggregate utilities at the property level, and fold that into a separate billing system at the resident level. But we can no longer just look at utilities as if they're just an expense. And I'll give you an example. One of our assets where we installed water-saving devices that had a 15% savings right off the bat. That savings was gone the very next year because the municipality raised rates by 15%. So it's an ever-changing marketplace, and utilities are more than just an expense that we have to say, well, that's just what is. It really is an area that requires your attention, and hopefully you can have a positive impact on utility expenses by paying attention to the area. Number 24 is knowing the importance of keys. And keys really are the keys to the kingdom. The loss of a single master key is a significant event. So keeping track of keys at the unit level and at the master key level is just paramount. It's not something that you can brush off or hope that there's a recovery. Knowing where the keys are, knowing that they're secure, recognizing and putting people into place that have that as their primary responsibility center. That way you have some control over not just the keys, but who has access to the keys. And that's exceptionally important. Item number 25, ignoring simple fixes. Whether it's a small roof leak, a small cracked window, a doorknob that's hanging, any of those in and of itself doesn't seem to be a very big deal. But when they occur consistently and when they are left unrepaired consistently, they collectively become a big deal. They also are a reflection on the property and property management and ownership. So recognizing that even the smallest of things shouldn't be ignored because they could become a hazard to public safety at the worst, and at the very least, they can become aesthetically displeasing and shy people away from wanting to come to your property because they see that even the smallest things seem to go unrepaired. So ignoring simple fixes is number 25 on our list. This concludes part 5 of our series, the 25 biggest mistakes that real estate investors make. Thank you for listening. My name is John Wilhoit. We hope to see you at multifamilyinsight.net. And if you'd like to join our email list, please text your phone number to 573-489-7738. Thank you.